Hey everybody, it's Joe from greenlightsound.com, and today we're going to take a look at a really simple way to add some weight, some depth, some low-end information to a guitar part to give it a little bit more body by using three different tools, three different ways of doing it. One would be to transpose it within your DAW, one would be to add a plugin, Little Altar Boy from Soundtoys, and one would be to use a tuning algorithm like Melodyne. And we'll compare the strengths and weaknesses of each version and how it works. So the first thing I want to do is just hear this guitar part, actually two guitar parts. One's panned a bit left, one is panned a bit right, and they work in conjunction. Here's what they sound like. So you have a single line part on the left and a strum part on the right. What ends up happening is that this strum part has a little bit of weight to it, but the single line doesn't. And to get them to sound more like a cohesive unit together, I want to add an octave duplicate of this. So the thing we do in Studio One, and every DAW can work in a similar manner, is to just duplicate the track. I right-click on the track here, I go duplicate track complete, and it completely duplicates it, follows the panning, follows the fader level, exactly the same track, exactly the same audio file, duplicated up here. And now if I select this second audio track and I open up the inspector window in Studio One, that's where I can transpose. Now every DAW works a little bit differently, but this is where you do it in Studio One. And I want to bring it down 12 semitones, that's one octave. So if I go -12, it's one octave lower. And now the sound I get for that track is this. So the first thing you may notice is that there are definitely some artifacts, some ringing going on. Listen to it again. A couple light clicks in there as well. So not the greatest sound, but if we blend it in with the main guitar line, I'll use the fader to blend it in. Here's what we get. And in the context of both guitars, now you'll watch I'll bypass it on and off with the mute and solo button. It just thickens it up a little bit, which is nice, but I don't like the artifacts we're getting in that. So let's put this back at normal transposition and try another solution. And this one's going to be a plugin. So I'm going to add Soundtoys Little Altar Boy here on this duplicated track. And now I just bring the pitch down -12 with the plugin. Here's the sound we get on the track now. And again, we started here. And an octave down. Just going through the different modes to see if it makes any difference. And now if I blend it into the full context of the guitar tracks, we get this sound. And again, I'll blend it with the fader. And I'll bypass it on and off. So you kind of feel it more than you hear it. It's not really, really obvious if you don't blend it up too hot. And it just adds some nice depth to that left guitar part. This one sounds better than the stock Studio One tuning, if you ask me. Now I'm going to bypass this. And instead, what we're going to do is use Melodyne on this track. So in Studio One, we have ARA integration. So Melodyne's kind of built in. So if I just go edit with Melodyne, click on that, kind of renders all the files. I'll select them all, hit Command A on a Mac, and then I can just take my transposition, my pitch here, and go an octave lower here. I'll go back to our mix view. Here's the sound of Melodyne's tuning. All right, let's blend that with all of them. And again, I'll mute it on and off as it plays. a nice way of filling out that left side to make it sound as big as the right side and kind of balance out those two guitar parts. Now, if you've got a lot of guitars playing at the same time, two rhythm tracks panned left and right, and that single high line by itself, you don't really need to do this. But when you've got two tracks that are kind of competing with each other on the two sides, to get that stereo balance in, it does really help to get that low octave information in there. And if I drop it out all the way again, bring it back up, just fills it in a little bit more. So there we go, 3 different methods: tuning within the DAW, using a plugin that alters pitch like Little Alter Boy from Sound Toys, or using Melodyne to bring it down an octave. A really simple way to take guitar lines, drop that octave in there, and make it fill out a little bit by adding that low end information that's not part of the original signal. Great tip to use if you want to fill out those guitar parts in a mix. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, so we can keep you in the loop as to what's coming up next, and I'll see you in the next one.